The big voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago tribe.
KWTN 100.9 FM. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you to season 2. That's right? We got the lower third right and everything good to go. And this is episode 1. My name is Garen Coons. I'm the communications officer for the Winnebago tribe. And as you know, season 2, we got to do a little something special and stuff. So we rearranged, and we're a little late this morning and stuff because the rearrangement and stuff. But folks, have a good time. Come on in. Check us on out. We will be streaming every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. And Winnebago Talks. What is Winnebago Talks? Well, I have 2 co-hosts that are going to help me out and go ahead and give us your introduction, ladies. For the first time for season 2, episode 1, Miss Bethany.
Hello, everybody. It's Bethany, the Winnebago Communications Office Manager. Hope everybody's doing well this morning.
Good morning, everyone.
You are on mic 3?
4.
Okay, so try it one more time.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Tyler Snake, the Winnebago Indian News Office Circulation Manager.
All right. And then we also have this young lady that's going to be co-hosting with us. No, I'm just playing. But go ahead and give us your introduction.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michelle Parker from Ho-Chunk Community Development Corporation.
Well, good morning. And you have another meeting, so we want to get to you right away and stuff. But before we do, we want to let everybody know what's in store for today. And also, before we get started, folks, I wanted to send our condolences to the Louis Holton family as he starts his journey. Last night, we got word that he had transitioned into the spirit world. Louis is a good friend of my late father, Curtis St. Cyr, and the last time I talked to Louis, we talked about my dad's music. Louis was a Purple Heart veteran and served on the council for many, many years. And kind of one of the things that we want you guys to know is that tonight we're supposed to have the mid-monthly meeting. That is going to be postponed. And then also the breakfast with the council, which is going to happen on Thursday, is now postponed as well. Those dates will be to be determined, and we'll get those posted on our Winnebago Tribe's Facebook page. And so we'll also announce it here on KWTN 100.9 FM. So once again, on behalf of the Big Voice, we send our condolences to the Holton family. Now we will let our listeners know what we are going to talk about today. We have Michelle Parker from HCCDC coming in to discuss an event that the community members will want to hear about. We had Tony Wood, and Tony is from Ho-Chunk Community Capital. And man, that was a really good interview, and so we posted it on the tribe's Facebook page because there's a lot of great information for tribal members about that. And I know you have an event here as well. We also have Lynn McNally from the Horsemen's Association coming in to discuss the partnership with the Winnebago Tribe and HCI. It's good to see her here. She's a big fan of the Big Voice, and I'm glad that we finally were able to line up the calendars and get her here. I'm excited for that. We have Aaron Poorbear from Little Priest Tribal College. And just to kind of FYI, we have The Answer Is. We're starting a clean slate. The Answer Is between Tyler and Bethany.
So do we both get a lifeline?
Sure, I'll give you guys a lifeline. Okay,
Whoa.
I'll give you guys a lifeline.
Okay.
Feeling, this is season 2. So, now, one of the questions is regarding Little Priest, just to kind of give you guys a hint and stuff, you know what I mean? But we'll end the show today with The Answer Is. Season 2, who's going to be the champion here today, we'll find out. All right, so before we get started here, I want to take a moment to reflect on season 1 of the Winnebago Big Voice, as well as Winnebago Talks. We did a lot of good things, and we rearranged the room. Yesterday, I was just kind of sitting there talking to Bethany, and I was like, hey, we got to do something for season 2, right? We got to rearrange the room. So we did that. You know, you guys got out to your He-Man muscles. And yeah, we got to work out. We moved this desk and everything. So if you have an opportunity for other programs and everybody that's in here, make sure you come back and check it on out. Tyler got the new chairs and everything.
Yeah.
So with the Winnebago Talks is the flagship show of KWTN 100.9 FM. Just to kind of give you some data numbers, we have a potential reach of 130,000 households or cars via the broadcast from Allen, Nebraska. That's what we can reach. Sioux City is about 130. We can reach the Siouxland area. We have the potential reach for 10,000 our online media players. Streaming. Streaming is huge. You know what I mean? Like with Spotify and Apple, Google, and all that stuff. Well, we can stream too. So my friends that are in Hawaii, I don't have any friends in Hawaii and stuff, but if they want to tune in to Winnebago Talks, or if they want to see Lynn's or Michelle's interview and stuff, they can tune in from anywhere.
Yep.
We even had a person from...
Like, it was, man, what was it? Great Britain?
Yeah!
Yeah, Great Britain.
So,
Cool.
our friends from Germany, you know what I mean? Make sure that they have an opportunity to tune in to some of the things that are happening here in Winnebago. And then our Facebook, we have 5,000 friends and 300 followers. I think it's up to 300 followers. Now, if you don't comment on this stream, we're going to unfriend you. No.
You sound like a threat.
But we have 5,000 friends. And what else did we have as far as accomplishments? Okay. We had ARL start up from Winnebago Talks.
Yes.
And ARL's your show, All Requests Live.
Yeah.
Happens every Thursday from 11 to 1. And it's a request show. So we go from one spectrum to the other.
Yes.
It's really cool. Then we have our top 5 countdown. That is really cool. And we had some good heavy hitters on there. Come and Get Your Love was one. What are some other?
Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. We had Nothing But a G Thing. What else was up there? Oh, the Winnebago Bear Clan song was kind of holding the countdown. And
for
then,
about 3 weeks, right?
And then there was another one that was up there for a bit. I'm drawing a blank though.
So what we do in our office here is we say, hey, do you have any ideas for a song? She texts us Monday and say, hey, can I get you guys a song for Thursday?
Your guys' songs, by the way.
Yeah. And so we just kind of submit our songs, and I wonder what the record is on that one. We should keep track who chants.
I mean, I have them all written down, so.
Okay, well, who? I don't want to say like who's given probably the number one turnout.
I'm gonna say I suppose I'll kind of add in there. Right now, it's between Garen and Jordana.
All right, cool. So Tyler gets some good songs in there too. I know
Yes,
that's
she was track. Yeah.
some Keisha Cole Friday Night Hot Mix.
We have Res Ride on Thursdays as well.
Okay.
With MCBKC.
That came up.
Yep, that was as of a little recently, and then we have into Friday. We have the Friday Night Hot Mix with DJ Blue, and then we have Midnight Love with MCBKC. That one's at 10 p.m. through the midnight hour, and then we also have Indigified, which is fairly new. That one just started in February.
Right.
Indigified.
So they're going to be working on season 2, right?
Yep.
I think they did six podcasts, and then we're going to be getting into
Starting
season
2.
two.
Season.
So a lot more to come here at the Big Voice, and then we also have an announcement, but we're not going to make that one yet. It's going to take us a couple months to make that announcement and stuff, but we are looking to expand.
Yes.
Our frequencies and everything too, so be on a watch out for that. So Winnebago Talks here. This show we had everyone from Lance Morgan to our chairwoman Victoria Kitchian to Denal Smith. We even had comedians from New Mexico. Remember those guys? What was their name? Ernie and the other guy. But man, they just tore us up and stuff. You know what I mean? It was pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
and stuff.
they roasted me. Yeah, they roasted me real good.
It was crazy.
Oh,
But
James and Ernie.
Yeah, James and Ernie. They were talking real rezzed out too.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, so we just wanted to reflect on that, and we appreciate our sponsors. We are what is called a NCE radio station. N stands for non-commercial, non-commercial, and then the E stands for educational. So one of the goals here is we're trying to get education out to the people, and we can't run ads, but we could do sponsorship. And I have to say, without our sponsors, none of this would have been possible. None of this, so we do sports, we do ARL, all that stuff. So we appreciate all the sponsors for helping us out.
Yes.
End of Star, Avery Brothers. We also had, let's see here, HCI was one of our big sponsors. And we're always looking for sponsors as well. So we appreciate them, and we want to say thank you to them. So, Tyler, we'll turn it on over to you. Winnebago Indian News. One of the things is that people want the news, and so season 2. What's the latest in Winnebago?
Just the latest would be our deadline that's coming up next week, so March 28th. So if anybody listening wants to join the Win Contributors, the mailing list, or just email me.
Okay.
My email is tyler.snake@winnebagotribe.com.
Yeah, and we get a lot of people. It's starting to get nice out, so people are going to start to move.
Yeah.
And if you
Get
have an
more
opportunity to move and you need to update your address, make sure they call you or
Yeah.
email you, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then what's this last issue? What did we have?
My bagel bits?
Yeah, Bagel Bits,
Oh, yeah.
and what was in the last issue? Because it was Saturday, right?
Your chair. I can't remember off top right now. I didn't get to look at it.
Okay.
Besides dropping it off.
Yeah. So the Winnebago in the news, and make sure you look at it because that might be
Yeah.
the answer is. I usually pull a question out of there.
I'm gonna
So
check that
we'll-
back page.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Tyler,
Friday.
you gonna be back to win?
Yeah. Try my best.
Okay, so we also have HCCDC in the house, Ho Chunk Community Development Corporation. You were one of the questions. What does HCCD stand for? And these two ladies got it right.
Oh, yay!
Knocked it out the ballpark.
Educational.
Good job. Good job.
Educational, right? We're learning
Yes.
here. We're
You know, I have
learning
a
here.
little tidbit for you. When I first started working for the organization way back in 2003, I used to have to put a sticky note because the boss at that time, she said, I answered HCCDC and she didn't like that. She said, can you answer this way? Da, 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 da. I was like, okay. I was like, man, how am I going to remember that? It was like my first week, so I wrote that out in a sticky note and put it behind this picture. And every time I answered the phone, I was like, Ho Chunk Community Development. And then it just, over the years, it's like rolls off my tongue really easy, So
Right. But anyways, you guys are busy over there.
yeah.
Obviously, there's HCI, which is the corporation part, the for-profit for the Winnebago tribe, and then there's HCCDC, which is the non-profit arm of the Winnebago tribe, as well as HCI as well. So you guys have an event coming up. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, we do a lot of things community-oriented, community development. One of the things I know back in January, I came in and we promoted a volunteer income tax assistance program from students from Creighton University out of Omaha, came physically to HCCDC on a Saturday and prepared people's taxes for free. We did get a decent turnout that day, and we're partnering with another entity from UNL, and they are a part of the, I want to say it's called, let me see here, Tax Credit Alliance for Nebraska. They also do VITA tax sites. VITA, again, stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. And, I wanted to just kind of do a little bit of a press release for that. So HCCDC is offering area residents free tax preparation for individuals. The in-person tax preparation clinic will be held Thursday, April 7th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and April 13th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And it will be located in our offices. And if anybody doesn't know, we are located in the Woodland Trails building at 509 Ho Chunk Plaza South in Winnebago. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln Center for Children, Families, and Law Certified Tax Preparers will be on site to prepare and electronically file federal and state tax returns. Taxpayers interested can call me at 402-878-2192. We are taking people to sign up for appointments, and just basically what we're looking for is people to sign up on the hour. If return preparers will meet with taxpayers to answer questions, prepare their returns, and review the federal and state tax returns. Make sure they're accurate prior to e-filing. The process typically takes about 45 minutes. Each year, the IRS Volunteer Income Tax Service helps thousands of low to moderate income families with relatively simple returns get free tax preparation. It also ensures taxpayers get all the credits and deductions to which they are eligible. For example, child tax credit, earned income credit, and child and dependent care credit. I want to read a quote from one of their preparers. Kyla McGregor says, many people do not feel comfortable preparing taxes on their own and cannot afford to pay a tax preparer. Statewide coordinator is a part of the TCAN, or Tax Credit Alliance of Nebraska. She says that this tax preparation clinic will help families and individuals to e-file and choose direct deposit or receive their refunds as soon as possible, or to reserve their refunds as soon as possible. I just wanted to also give some information. If you're interested and have questions, you can email vida@unl.edu with any questions you have about volunteer income tax assistance. And just to, I mentioned this before, but if you are interested for the April 7th or April 13th days, and you still need to file, you will need to bring proof of identification, which is, state ID, driver's license are preferred. But if you don't have any of those, I believe they will take your tribal ID, Social Security cards for those filing on their own, and I recommend bringing any verification of Social Security numbers if you have dependents, especially if you're marrying jointly. Both have to be there. If I was married and I'm filing jointly with my husband, we both have to be in attendance with all our pertinent information for filing taxes. Individual taxpayer, like I said, individual taxpayer identification number. I have to read these. It's something I have to, and a letter, something about ITIN assignment letter may be substituted for you, your spouse, and your dependents. If you do not have a Social Security number, proof of foreign status, which, we may or may not have that right now in the community, but I am reading that. Birth dates, verification of birth dates for you, your spouse, and dependents on the tax return. Wage and earning statements, W-2s, W-2G, 1099-R, 1099 miscellaneous for all employers. Interest in dividend statements from banks, Forms 1099. A copy of last year's federal and state returns if you have it available. Proof of bank account, routing number, and account numbers for direct deposits, such as a blank check. I know some banks give out those cards that has your account number and routing number on there as well. So whatever information you can verify that. We don't want to get it wrong and give your give your return to somebody just by transposing account numbers. That would be terrible. To file taxes electronically on married filing joint tax return, both spouses must be present, like I said, to sign required forms. And any total paid daycare provider and daycare provider's tax identifying number, such as their Social Security number or a business employer EIN. And forms 1095A, B, and C for healthcare statements.
So you're required to read that, because I admit I'm not going to remember. So where can I find that information?
I actually have it on my Facebook post.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I shared it with Bethany for a big...
and it's public?
Yes, it's public.
So for those that are listening over the airwaves, let's say they don't have Facebook, where can we find that information?
That's a good question, because I'm working on a website information.
Oh, cool. That would be perfect.
I can definitely put that on HCCDC's website.
There you go.
Please give me a week. I can put that on there by Friday. It should be on there.
HCCDC.org.
Yes, exactly.
Very, very simple. Write that number down, and then you'll get all your requirements and then the information for this VITA information, right? So it's vital VITA information.
Exactly. Hey. Well, I recommend people, you can even email me, mparker@hccdc.org.
Okay.
If you want to give me your phone number and email and say I sign up for this time on this date, I can write that information down and email that back to you.
Okay.
If you want to, at least give me your, if you don't do email, if you give me your mailing address, I can mail the information. But like I said, website, I just want to, everybody has to make appointments with me. However, I do have a direct link if you want to sign up yourself. I know some people are familiar, the younger people are familiar with the Google Docs. There's a link right to their Google Docs to sign up themselves. But I am more than happy to help anybody sign up, get any information to them. And one of the things I know leading up to those days, people are kind of, leery of, like, where do I go?
Yeah.
If you just come into the Woodland Trails, come in the front door, somebody will be sitting there and will direct you on where to go.
Perfect.
I know on Saturdays it's pretty easy because that's all we're doing, but these 2 dates are on a weekday.
Yeah. How did the other events go?
Over the years, we've been doing VITA collaborations since, oh my gosh, I think 2006 or 7.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I really think is really helpful for community members is they don't charge. It's free. And you're not paying somebody like the companies up in Sioux City or South Sioux where they take, they do this rapid refund thing and they take a portion of your return just for that rapid refund kind of thing. Granted, you have to wait longer for your return, but in the long run, you're going to get basically your whole return. You don't have to pay anybody, and the assistance is free.
Cool.
And that's the one thing I want to point out. It's free.
Yeah.
And the people that are doing your tax preparations, they are certified through the IRS. They do these trainings just specifically to do these returns, and so they're well versed in answering questions. And I'm sure they've seen different types of scenarios through somebody like me who's head of household and has a child, a married couple with kids, and maybe they purchased a house, and I do believe they're able to answer any and all questions. And one of the things I just wanted to point out is that they are working to reach low to moderate income communities, and that's one of the things I really like about partnering with a lot of the volunteer income tax assistance programs in the state. It sounds like they're doing a lot of really good things in the community. There's several sites in Omaha and Lincoln in the bigger cities. So that's one of the things and I think that coming out to the rural communities is probably a little bit harder. One thing I will say though, that I am working with their coordinator. Her name's Linda Moody. She actually wants to get people in the community, and this is something that's in the future certified locally to do that locally.
That would be good.
And they would be a VITA, a volunteer.
Right.
So the volunteers don't get paid to do this.
Yeah.
It's I'm sure they get something, they all work for some company or entity, but luckily these people all work for UNL, so it works out.
Wow, you guys just keep coming over and like offering all these great services. Like Tony Wood, he offered basically to pay 6 months of mortgage for those that qualify. Those that everybody needs to get their tax returns done. That's probably going to save you, I don't know, anywhere from like $300 to $700, if that, you know what I mean? So, and it's going to be free.
Yes.
So make sure you check out those dates. If you haven't done your taxes yet, the taxes are due. There's a deadline, April, 15th usually?
I think it's 15th or 16th.
16th, I believe.
So yeah, they're the 13th. If those people who like to wait last minute and didn't file an extension, or request an extension,
right,
get there on the 13th, and I'm sure they'll help you.
Very nice.
Again, just call HCCDC 402-878-2192. Ask for Michelle. Email me mparker@hccdc.org. I do have some facts about VITA because I know I've talked about it before, and I wanted to come with more information.
Yeah.
So. One thing is, what is volunteer income tax assistance? What is the definition? So basically, volunteer income tax assistance, or as we've been saying, VITA, offers free tax help for individuals who file simple returns and generally make $60,000 a year or less. And the program is also available to persons with disabilities and limited English-speaking taxpayers who need assistance in preparing their own tax returns. So in a little bit of a history is in 1969 they had started tax counseling for the elderly called TCE, and that kind of morphed into what was founded by Gary, I don't know how to say this, Eiskowitz of California State University, Northridge, in 1971. Since then, the program has grown to several thousand sites nationwide, partnering with nonprofit organizations, local municipalities, and colleges and universities. In 2021, more than 2,800 VITA sites prepared almost 1 million tax returns, which generated to $1.7 billion in refunds to low and moderate income households.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's some good knowledge right there. You know what I mean? Education and stuff. So you can count on these guys. They are certified. If you guys have any hesitation, never tried it or anything like that, and if you want more information, make sure they get a hold of you. So mparker@hccdc.org.
Yes.
That's a very simple.
Call if you want to speak to me, 878-2192.
878 what?
2192.
2192.
Yes.
So I always guys remember numbers like that. You know what I mean? Because I'm always write this number down. 2192. 878-2192.
Yes.
See, I even got it on my thing. So. Well, we're gonna invite you back. Season 2 is kicking off. Episode 1. So you're our first guest, and you made history. And
Thank you.
I know that you have more to talk about.
Yes.
You have some other programs that you...
Things that I'm working on myself.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So we're going to invite you up for that, and we want to thank you for coming here to Winnebago Talks.
Thank you. And I just want to shout out HCCDC staff, everybody there, Dean, Tu, Quince, Christine, and Tony with HCCC.
Yeah, good job, man. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. We're starting season 2 off right. You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean? Giving away just kind of cool things, you know. Like I said, Tony Wood come up, 6-month mortgage.
Yeah.
Check out, make sure you qualify. I know some relatives that are.
I know.
inquired. You know what I mean? Like my kids and stuff. Like, hey, they need some stuff. You know what I mean?
that stuff with you guys.
Yeah. We'll get that posted.
Yes.
And we'll kind of go from there. In the meantime, station identification and what we got for Thursday.
Okay,
And
so
we're gonna
we
invite
are
up-
here on the Big Voice, KWTN 100.9 FM. It is the official radio station of the Winnebago tribe. And we are going to be getting into Big Voice Sports Talk Show tomorrow, Wednesday, with Coach Q at 5 p.m. And then All Request Live with myself at 11 a.m. on Thursday, followed by Res Ride with MCBKC. And we're going to be debuting a new show with Baby Bison Beats.
Okay,
So our apprentices.
so more information coming.
Yes.
More information coming. Okay, March Madness. I suppose Coach Q's going to talk about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
March Madness. And
Yep.
It has been madness. I watched the Creighton game. Woo,
I've been
that was-
seeing a lot of people just like
It was amazing.
brackets getting ruined or something like that.
Yeah, they're all messed up and stuff. You know what I mean? But anyways, folks, we like to welcome for the first time ever. Like I
Yes.
said, season 2. We're having a celebration
Yeah,
here. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yes.
And going to give us your introduction.
Lynn McNally with the Nebraska Horsemen.
Welcome.
And we are your partner in the casinos in Lincoln and Omaha.
Wow, Lynn, it's good to see you here. So let's start for those that don't know. What is your job with the Horsemen?
I'm the CEO, so
okay.
the buck stops with me. That's how
Yeah.
it goes.
And how long have you been the CEO?
This is my 20th year,
Wow.
so been doing it for a long time. Actually, we have been partners with you since 2015.
10 years.
Yeah, on the initiatives, and 8 years on the initiatives
years.
and getting those going. So
Wow.
we are proud to be your partner, and we can't wait for the full casinos to be open in both locations. It'll be really exciting. We're also actually really excited about you opening your facility in South Sioux City.
Yeah.
I don't think that people are aware of this, but when that facility opens, you're going to need a minimum of 20 new employees for racing.
Wow.
And those are jobs that don't need any experience. We are thrilled to come up and train every single position for racing and simulcasting. It would be our honor to do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it would be a really good entry-level career position for anyone who's looking for something to do for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And
sure.
everything from simulcasting to reconciliations to, live racing, the gate crew, testing in the barns, all of that. And then the other thing that people don't realize is that the state is going to be hiring for permanent positions on site as well. So I think it's going to be a great opportunity for tribal members to, get an opportunity to get started in something that they could do for the rest of their lives if they wanted.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So, Lynn, let's back up. Let's go way back. The Horsemen's, I want to make sure I get this right because we did the acronym.
It's a long name.
Yeah.
It's a really long name.
Give us what it is.
Nebraska Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association. Can you tell that the name was created in 1952?
Okay, so tell us about that organization.
Well, so we are the owners and trainers on the racetrack, and we are very unique in the state of Nebraska. We're one of, I believe, 23 affiliates of the National Association.
Okay.
But we are the only horsemen's group in the country to own our own racetracks.
Wow.
We did not do that on purpose.
Yeah.
We did that because Exarban closed initially because of the riverboats.
Okay, what's
And
Exarban?
Exarban, it was at one time one of the top 10 tracks in the country.
Wow.
And they, back in the 80s, they brought buses from Kansas City. Their average daily attendance was 30,000 people.
Dang.
But the minute the riverboats came, that all changed,
Wow.
and they lost their crowd, they lost their fans, and they had no choice but to close in 1996.
This low attendance and everybody
Yeah.
wanted to gamble. The action was in
Everybody
Iowa.
wanted the slot machines. Everybody wanted to play the slots. They wanted to play blackjack. That's what they wanted to do. So when we lost that track, we would have also lost what was at that time a very lucrative simulcast market. So we had no choice but to get a loan on our own, and we built our own track across I-80 south of there, and it's still there right now.
Yeah.
In its 28th year of operation, and that's where the casino's going to be as well.
Very nice.
And then the same thing happened to us actually in Lincoln. State Fair Park had been running for over 100 years, was very successful, and the University of Nebraska wanted their land for Innovation Campus. So they convinced the legislature to move the State Fair to Grand Island at Fauner Park.
I remember that.
Well, they already had a racetrack. There was no need to provide racing, so Lincoln, again, was just going to close, go out of business. We could not afford to lose the simulcast market in Lincoln, but we did not have adequate funds to buy our own land. We owned Atticat at the time, and we found a buyer, Ho-Chunk Incorporated,
Okay.
the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska.
Yeah.
So Dennis Johnson actually worked with me to buy Atticat from us, and that gave us the money to buy the racetrack in Lincoln.
Okay.
And so it's kind of funny. You guys are the ones that kept us alive in Lincoln, and you gave us the opportunity to even have a casino in Lincoln.
Right.
Because without the funds from you, we would not have be able to afford to build that place. So,
Wow.
so thank you.
So Winnebago was also a victim of
Very much so. At the exact same time, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. In the early 90s, around that time, they knew that the riverboats were coming, and they decided to diversify. That's when they put up the startup capital for the portfolio as well
Gotcha.
as HCI. And it's this kind of full circle.
Isn't
I
it?
remember that night that the elections happened when it got passed to approve Nebraska state gambling.
Yeah.
And Lance did say that. He said, we're coming full circle.
Exactly.
And you guys have the same kind of, almost the same story and
Yeah.
stuff, you know what I mean?
Well, and the other thing is, people keep taking our land. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, we know all about that, right, Bethany?
Well, and something that I think maybe your listeners are not aware of is that when this proposal was presented to my board in 2015, we had other interested parties. There were 3 other large casino companies that had offered to finance the campaign for us, which is what we really needed. We didn't have adequate funds to do the campaign. The reason that we chose Ho-Chunk is because they're a Nebraska company, and they're owned by the tribe, and we had a relationship with you in the past because you had
Yeah.
purchased that track from us. So
Wow.
we had other choices. We could have gone with a global gaming company, but we didn't. We partnered with you.
Yeah.
And I think without partnering with you, I don't think that the initiatives would have passed.
Wow.
I don't think it would have had the success it did, because I don't know if you remember, but our slogan was "Keep the money in Nebraska."
Yeah.
You can't say that if your partner is a big casino company.
Yeah.
You can't say that. And I really believe that that's why Nebraskans voted for it, was to keep the money in Nebraska.
Wow.
So we're really happy with the partnership. We're excited about getting the full facilities open and going. The Lincoln Casino is doing very well.
Yeah,
But, it'll be nice to have the full facilities up and running.
for sure.
The other thing I wanted to mention is we have at our ticket cashing machines, our ticket redemption,
Yeah.
it only gives you dollar bills. It doesn't give change.
Yeah, national coin shortage.
Exactly. So what you have to do is when you cash out, let's say you won $88.78. It'll give you $88, but it spits out a ticket for 78 cents. Nobody wants to go to the cage and get their 78 cents, so they
Right.
drop their ticket on the floor. Well, that creates a whole problem because we have an unclaimed ticket procedure. Whether it's $10,000 or 78 cents, we have to go through this whole hassle. Well, the ticket redemption machines have an option where you can give your change to a charity.
Oh.
We have 3 charities. One of them is HCCDC.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll be very interested to see from just people's change how much funding they end up getting. I'm excited to see those numbers and
That
see
is
what it turns
awesome.
out to be. But I think that's a great idea. You know,
Yeah.
rather than throw your ticket on the floor, you can give it to a worthy cause.
Right,
Yep.
right. I
So-
text Lance that. I said, hey, is that possible? And when John Snowball was on council, me and my old lady, we went up to Mystic Lake, and it was the same thing.
Yeah.
It's very simple. You know what I mean? And
Winnebago does it too, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Winnebago
Yeah.
does it, and there's a lot of benefactors. I think the Ho Chunk Renaissance program received a
Right.
large amount.
Because you don't care about your 78 cents, right? But it
No.
all adds up.
But it's also kind of like a karma thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I was donating my change, and then my name got called. So
Oh,
I was
you're
like,
kidding.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that is really
Oh,
cool.
that's
you know what I
crazy.
mean? Instant karma, right? You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So
that's
I
crazy.
always donate the change, and I think that's really cool. So let's back up to the war horse here. Kind of tell us what your thoughts were the night the game. Did you think it was going to pass?
I was very nervous.
Was you really?
We had gotten polling data like 3 weeks before the election.
Yeah.
That the negative campaigning was working against us. And I don't know
Yeah.
if you remember, it's horrible to even say it out loud again, but they had put out flyers saying that Indians don't respect our laws and they don't pay taxes, and they're going to open a casino next to every church and school in the state,
I remember
which
that.
is highly offensive, but they were getting away with it, and they were calling them Indian gambling casinos. Like Indian was a bad word.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
it was just very, very hurtful. And what finally turned it around was that, I don't know if you remember, but Warren Buffett got the mailer in his mailbox, and it had his picture on it, implying that he approved of it.
Right.
So he called the Omaha World Herald, and it was on the front page of the paper the next day saying that he was disavowing that ad and that it was a dog whistle for racism.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we did not know that because we did not do any polling after that, but that was when the tide turned. We went from 53% approval when the negative ads were running to election night, we got 65%, 65%, and 69%
Wow.
approval. So that made the difference. I do think that we would have won regardless. I think it would have been a lot closer if he
Yeah.
had not done that. But I was just absolutely thrilled. And you know what, you were there.
Yeah.
We never wavered. The first poll came back, the first numbers came back from the election, 65%. We never went down.
Yeah, yeah. Douglas County was the one that everybody was watching and
Yeah.
everything. That's the
Yeah.
Omaha area. You get that one, then it's
And Sarpy County was like 78, 79%
Dang.
support. They really want these casinos. They really do.
so now then you have to go through all this regulation and all
Yes.
this building of Nebraska never had casinos. We have class 2, which are
Right.
basically, if you notice in the class 2, there's a little bingo kind of card down there, and it's different. But this is class 3.
Yes.
So this
Full-blown
is
casino gaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you go through all that, and then other things start happening as well. There's other properties that want to start building. I think Bellevue,
Competition,
The View, or
yeah,
something like that wants
yeah.
to. And I remember seeing you on a kind of a news channel, and tell the viewers why that can't happen.
Well, they really want to try. They want to open a competing casino 6 miles away from Horseman's Park
That's the one in Omaha.
in Omaha. Their downfall is they keep talking about a casino and they never mention horse racing. And I don't know if the listeners are aware, but the Gaming Commission in Nebraska is the 5 original racing commissioners plus 2 additional people. So what they really care about is racing. They care about sending money to purses for racing. They care about the integrity of racing, and they care about safety of rider and horse. So when you start saying casino, 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 and you never once mention horse racing, that doesn't get you off on a good start with them.
I bet.
The other thing is, it's federal legislation that you cannot have a racetrack more than within 50 miles of an existing racetrack because of simulcasting and those kinds of things. So I really think it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, for them to ever get approval for a casino in Bellevue, but I'm not taking anything for granted.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and you're out there advocating, and you're
every
telling-
day.
and it's
Every
just kind
day.
of logical.
Yeah,
that,
till they're sick of me every day.
Very, very nice. So then you have to get after all the regulations are made, you have to apply for a license,
Yes.
and that's a process in itself.
It was a process in itself. It was very, very challenging, very difficult. There are a million requirements that you have to meet. Some of them seem a little ridiculous, but you do them anyway. And so in September, Warhorse got its first permanent gaming license for Lincoln. It was the first one in the state that was granted. And then Omaha got theirs in November. So Warhorse now possesses 2 permanent gaming licenses, and those are good for 20 years.
Wow.
So yeah, so the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska has made their mark.
Yeah, for sure,
love
for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
Now, the day of the ribbon cutting ceremony and everything, tell us about that day. I think it was in September for the
Yeah.
one in Lincoln.
Yeah.
I mean, what was your thoughts emotionally?
It was so exciting.
Yeah.
The Win was down there. They were live streaming. It was just absolutely fantastic. There was a huge line, but everybody was in a really good mood, and it was one of our best days. Was that day? Kenny Mallory was down from the tribal council. My boss was there, Wally, and they were the first ones to play the machines.
Nice.
That was really fun. And then several members of the commission were down as well. Just a really, really exciting day that had been a long time coming. Long time.
After it got passed on election night, you guys got up the next day and we were like, woo. You had a little celebration, just a little
but then we
one.
got back to work.
And that was just, and
Well,
you're still
and
working.
it's a constant, especially my part of it is governmental relations. So I do governmental relations with Lance. We work every day on reaching city council members, county board members, and then the legislature as a whole. The thing that I've been really impressed by is that they have a thing called the Statehood Dinner. It's in the Capitol once a year. And the Secretary of State approached me and said, Lynn, is there somebody with the tribe that you could connect me with? He said, I would love to be invited to come to the reservation to see what they've accomplished. I've heard great things about it, and I would love to be invited.
For
I
sure.
said, absolutely, I'm sure they would love to have you.
Yeah.
It's when you're getting noticed by the highest officials in state government, I think that's when you know that you've really accomplished something.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, it's just, there's a lot to be proud of here.
For sure. Now, let's talk about like some of these horse events that are going to be start taking
Oh,
place.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Well, we're going to have a lot of really valuable racing.
Wow.
So the purses are going to be good. And then we also have what are called named stakes races. So they're the notable races of the day that are run for the most money.
Yeah.
And what we would like to do is we would like to have a couple of those stakes races that are named after things that are important to the tribe.
Yeah.
And so when we get closer to that day, I'm hoping that I can get some ideas from the tribal council about what's meaningful to them and what we can do. And then also I've hooked up with 2 Indian racing teams that would like to come down and do the relay racing.
Yeah, the Indian horse relay race.
It is
This
so
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
And people who, if
You've
you,
seen one.
oh my gosh, I don't know how they do it.
right. It's crazy.
And
It's
how do
crazy.
they not get hurt? I don't.
I think it's like 100% hurt rate and stuff, but
So, I mean, for those of you who've
Injuries, for
never
sure.
seen it, there's no saddles, and they get on the horse as the horse is running.
yeah,
It's absolutely amazing.
it is crazy. And then the first one done, you get 3 horses.
Yeah.
And the first one done will win the relay and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's the one that I really feel bad for is the holder.
Yes.
Because he has to catch that horse that's coming at
And he
him.
gets
It's
jerked
like a
around.
a
Yeah.
1,000-pound horse coming at him, and he has to slow it down. They're coming in at 40 miles an
And
hour.
people don't realize thoroughbreds run 35 miles an hour. That's how fast they run.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of crazy. I don't
Imagine
know.
he probably practices too.
The one I'm a fan of is called the Brew Crew.
oh, they're really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think
they're really
from,
good.
from Pioneer Ridge and stuff.
Yes, they
And
are.
When I went up to Shakopee, they won the Brew Crew.
And
Shout
they're
out to that
tough. When you see them run, I saw them run, I can't remember, a year and a half ago. one of them gets thrown, gets right back up, doesn't bother him.
Yeah, it is crazy.
That's the attitude.
But
crazy.
yeah, they run for prize money. So my board's been talking about what they'll put up for prizes, but we want them to run at our tracks really bad.
Yeah, that would be. There's a whole thing too with the horses, and we believe in our native culture and stuff. The four-legged. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We really respect that, and then there's a whole cultural connection. I know that there's a gentleman. His name is Philip Whiteman, and he did this whole kind of the sacred horse.
Oh.
There's 7 parts of the horse, and he goes into how it's therapy, and I know there's people around here and stuff who use horses for therapy as well. My parents used to own some of the paint horses,
Oh,
and I remember Sapphire. There was one named Tango, and the one I remember is her name was Baby Girl.
Oh.
And she used to buck me off all the
Oh,
time.
no.
Man. It was bad. So
well, we have thoroughbred racing all over the country, and if you go to any racetrack in the nation, there is a tribal member there who's known as being a great horseman. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, I think it's, must be hundreds of years of handling horses, right?
yeah, for sure. I think so. Shukan Waka, the big dog, the big
Yep.
dog and stuff. So that's what we call him around here and stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? We even have so going back through our songs, we had what they called like storytelling songs and stuff.
Yes.
Every song has a story behind it, and we even had those where the warriors would go and steal a different tribe's horse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then come back. You know what I mean? And back then, it wasn't about taking each other's life or having a shootout.
So
or anything
was
like
it
that.
the pride of being able to take their horse?
It was,
Gotcha.
yeah. And then they would make they would make songs about you and stuff, and that was kind of an honor and everything. So, wow, we might have to go down and steal a horse. I don't know. We won't let anybody
Just
know.
for
but
fun. Just for fun.
Just for bragging rights.
Well, it'll be kind of like one of the most notable things when State Fair Park was still open was I got a call at 4 a.m. from the Lincoln Police Department. Someone had left the gate open on one of their stalls, and there was a horse walking down in the Haymarket, just walking around.
Oh, where did
So,
this go?
so if you took that one, it wouldn't have been hard because he was out there
He was
wandering
ready to
around on his
go.
own. He was ready to go. Yeah.
for
So
sure.
anyway.
Well, that's very nice, very nice. I see that Brian is here, and Brian and Lynn are good friends. And
Yeah,
I know-
well, before I leave, I want to tell you that I am a huge fan. I listen to your live stream. That's how because I live in Lincoln, so I
Yeah.
live 2 hours away, which I think is outside your broadcast area. But I listen faithfully, and Midnight Love is on my list.
Yeah.
It's my music. It's R&B, and So yeah, that one, and I also listen to that podcast as well.
Indigified.
Indigified. They're
Yeah.
just wonderful. And you know what? They're young people, but their message applies to everyone. I've gotten a lot of really good stuff from them.
Good, good.
About relationships and following
Yeah.
your dreams. I really think they're worth a listen.
Yes.
And I don't know if people are aware, but on Apple, it all goes according to your ratings.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be helpful for them, I think, if you just got on Apple and gave them a 5-star rating. That
Yeah.
helps them move up in the rankings.
For sure.
But yeah, you've done amazing things. You've been open officially for how long have you been on the air?
Well, October is our official date it is sat. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And we will have the People's Choice Awards in October.
October. So that'll be the second annual. But we went over the airwaves with our first Winnebago Talks episode on March 1st last year.
Oh, well, you've done amazing things. It's just very, very impressive. You've gone from 0 to 60 pretty quick.
yeah, and we're still building.
Yeah,
so we
and
appreciate.
I don't know. You just have tremendous potential, I think.
Thank you,
Thank
Lynn,
you.
for coming up. And then when you guys have your event, whether it be just down in Lincoln or Omaha or anywhere, let us know. We'll let our listeners know.
Oh,
because
that would
I'm
be
sure
fantastic. Thank
They
you
would
so
love
much.
to see some horse racing. I got asked to be the master of ceremonies for the one in Atticad.
Yes,
and
yes.
that was a good.
You
time.
always do such a good job.
It was, and it's exciting. You know
And
what I mean? To
they're
watch the
running
races.
2 live days this year, so
Oh, cool.
so you'll have us for 2 days. So.
There you go. It's a whole family thing too.
It
you know what I
really
mean?
is. We bring our whole crew up from Omaha, And Garen does such a good job announcing, and we bring all the employees up, and it's just a really good time.
For sure. Well, thank you, Lynn, for
thank
being
you.
here, and the Horsemen's Group. So make sure you have an opportunity. Lincoln is open. Omaha is underway, and both of them are temporary facilities for now. And then I think Omaha is going to be, do you have an idea when that one's going to?
We're not sure. It's probably going to be 8 or 9 months out, I would think.
Okay.
For the temporary is actually close to the full-blown casino.
Oh, cool.
It's not like Lincoln. Lincoln, we've only got 433 machines, but Omaha, the temporary is going to have almost 1,000 positions.
Wow.
Out of a total of 1,400, so it's going to be huge when we're done.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
for stopping in. There you have it.
That is exciting.
The things that I want to know, and we'll get some education, but how do they name the horses? You know what I mean?
I know. I think we touched on that before, but I'm not too sure. I'd get Spot or
Come on up,
Spuddy
Aaron.
or Buddy.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Right here.
Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter. So Aaron here was with Little Priest Tribal College, and it's good to see him again. And Little Priest Tribal College, welcome back from AHEC.
Thank you.
Did you
Oh,
did you get to
yes.
attend?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
It is a very unique event that I highly recommend you go and check out if you get a chance to.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
there are so many native tribal colleges that come to AHEC and participate. And I'm going to cover a little bit of that today is the honoring ceremony that we're going to have at Little Priest Tribal College.
Okay, you guys camped out. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Now, there's a season 2. Man, we're just making some history here. We're getting off.
Making headway.
Yeah, making
Yeah.
some headway here. But you guys have a accreditation signing ceremony coming up.
Yes, so Briarcliff University in Sioux City, along with Little Priest Tribal College, we're doing agreement signing.
Oh, agreement signing, yeah.
Yep, that'll be on Thursday, the
Okay.
23rd, I believe, 10 to 11. We're going to be on Little Priest Tribal campus. They're going to provide free tuition for students who graduate from Little Priest
Wait.
in the
Did
areas
you hear
of.
that? Briarcliff is
Yeah.
going to provide. Okay, so back
Yep,
up. What's
yep.
the agreement here?
Yep. So the agreement is if you're in one of the 3 areas, once you graduate with Little Priest Tribal College, you can go into business, health, or social work, and you can get free tuition.
Wow.
Yep.
That is
Along
huge.
with your Pal grant, that'll help as well. So having that, you can go on and get a 4-year degree after you finish up with us. Of course, we also have other agreements, but
Yeah.
that's our newest one. We're going to have that agreement signing on Thursday from 10 to 11. The public is welcome to come, but it's a really unique thing. We're also going to be signing people up for classes where we still have free tuition at Little Priest.
Wow.
So you
Yay.
can begin taking summer classes, which start May 30th.
Okay.
And so you're talking about going all the way up, not only an associate degree with Little Priest, but to go on and get a bachelor's degree tuition free. And these are things that are really unheard of.
Yeah.
But what a unique thing to go all the way to the top and not have to take, as many student loans or have to worry about funding and that kind of stuff. So this is a nice way to go and achieve some of your dreams.
Yes.
Yeah,
we're,
for sure.
we're providing hope back to the communities. And so this is an excellent opportunity. If you started a degree before and didn't finish, come back, finish.
Yes.
And then you can go on. We have including a number of colleges that we work with, including Briarcliff, that you can do that through. So
I wanted to share my college story. So when I went over to Wayne State, I stayed in Nyhart. Me and Michelle were just having a conversation because she's a Wayne State alumni as well. And when my freshman year, I was 19 years old. No, I started when I was 17, I should say. 17, and then that September I turned 18. But on the floor there was probably about maybe 20 guys. And there was only one Native American. That was me and stuff. You know what I mean? But
Oh, yeah.
they came out, and one of the things that they always talked about, and I remember this guy, his name was Austin. And he didn't have a college fund set up by his parents. And he was non-Native.
okay.
And so that freshman year, he was excited to get started. But I connected with him after he graduated. He ended up with like $80,000 in student loans.
Yeah.
80,000
Yeah.
hanging over his head right off the bat.
Yeah.
Here's your degree, but you go out, you got 80,000 in student loans. Briarcliff is a kind of a private school. The tuition is pretty It's up there.
It's expensive.
Yeah. So take advantage of that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't imagine. I think I had some student loans, and I would get the loan and then go and shop at Mall of America or whatever and stuff. You know what I mean? But it wasn't the right thing to do. You know, and I'm not advocating for that. But I would get a refund, and that was a good time. You know what I mean? Like, I would ask all those non-native guys, like, hey, let's go get some Subway. They would say no because they didn't have any money. You know, they would have to work on the weekends and everything. And we kind of had it good and stuff. So appreciate all those that are advocating to get this, those that had a hand in getting this agreement with Briarcliff.
Absolutely.
And that's huge.
It is a very big deal, and we want to get that out to the public because this is huge, like you were just saying.
Yeah.
And what an honor to have that for our communities. And so with that coming up, I know we have another, I'll just kind of segue into our AHEC students, our current students that we have some really good, really nice accomplishments. The big one is winning the hand games. Overall, you know, we have Cassie Kitchion and Christine Earth who prepared us with practices, and then the students really took it and ran with it there. So it was really nice to see. We had such a great experience. I think it's on YouTube now, but you can get on, check it out, see how the students did. Very unique. My first hand experience with hand games. And so watching all the teams compete, we went in, we were intimidated from day one.
It is, man.
And
it's a Super Bowl, you know what I mean?
Yep, and then when you get in there, you just change gears. And it was amazing to see the students have their spunk, their own personalities come out in the dancing, in the hiding, and in the guessing. In fact, one of our own, Nakia Mallory, got High Point Man Award.
Nice.
So when you go all the way to the top, man, he was firing away. It was really good to see. So we're thankful for Nakia, but it really was every game had a certain student who really picked it up for the team. So kind of like basketball, where someone had to score that 30 points or that 25 points for us, get those rebounds. We had someone stepping it up every single game, from guessing to hiding, and then and we had a lot of schools jumping in and just bandwagoning. I wish we had more Little Pre shirts to give out to them, but we had it. I mean, that was really cool to see, to get that kind of support. So we're really happy about that. And then we also brought back 2 other awards. So talk about bringing in the hardware for Little Pre's.
For sure.
We had Denise Milford, Madeline Casillas, and Marquesa Tapia. They won the women's 5K team championship.
Oh, cool. Some runners.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It was
Was
good.
that like a relay, or was
No, it was a race. They put them in line, fired the gun, and you take off running.
Dang,
so
5K,
and we won the women's championship. So we brought back that hardware, and then we also entered a competition called Traditional Plants and Herbs, and we had Tyler Lemire.
Oh, cool.
Won that one.
Awesome.
So we're bringing back all that hardware to Little Priest. We're going to honor our students. It's open to the public if you want to come and join us in honoring them. What an excellent opportunity to learn more about AHEC. You'll get to see pictures, hear from the students themselves, and of course myself. So we're excited about all of these opportunities coming up. So
very nice.
Big news coming from Little Priest Tribal College.
For sure. So AHEC, when is that event gonna be again?
That usually is in March, and I think next year they're gonna have it in Minneapolis.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So are you guys hosting? Kind of.
We're one of the hosts. Yeah. Yep. We're one of the hosts. So we'll be jumping in and trying to get people ready for that. That's exciting. And the kids are already working on how they can get it to other events to do hand games. So we're trying to get more students involved with that, and then start clubs that will actually prepare you for hand games. So we're excited about that opportunity too. So
I met this guy because I used to go on with the hand game team. And I used to help sing. And in fact, you know what I mean? We hope that you get to sing some of the songs and stuff. You know what I mean? I was going to tell, I told Cassie, I was like, all right, get Manoj in there to start having some singing practice. You know what I mean? I always make fun of Manoj because I don't make fun of him, but I kind of tease him. You know, and in our way, we tease you because we like you, or that's kind of anyway. So at the Battle of the Bustles, it's like President Manoj, he's from India. He's the one that they were looking for when Christopher Columbus came over. No, I'm just playing. He's the real Indian. No, I'm just playing. But I'll tell you a story. I was in Albuquerque one time, and I was hanging out with these these hand game champions. They had the jackets on.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about it, and I was like, yeah, we won it one year, and Little Priest and all that. You're like, oh yeah, we heard about you guys and stuff. Anyways, we got into this conversation about like how do good teams, like, it seems like it's Navajo Tech, Ogallala Lakota College, and then another team that is a surprise winner. But those two teams are usually in the Final Four.
Yeah.
For some reason, like, how do you guys get so good? Is it your teacher, or is it? One guy says we use medicine. I was like, what? We use medicine? And I was like, yeah. So here's the story out.
Yeah.
He says that he used prairie dog dirt, goes to the prairie mounds out in the plains there, and then he rubs his hands in it, and they won't find him because prairie dogs, you can't find them. You know what I mean? So that's what he uses and stuff. That's his secret. You know what I mean? So don't tell anybody that. But next time you guys play, if you guys, but there's little kind of tricks and trades and, you know what I mean? Like a girl, she'll get all kind of prettied up and like she'll look at you and kind of flirt with you, and that will just kind of mess you up. You know what I mean? So I seen that happen.
Oh yeah, that's
live.
been happening. Is there?
Yeah, and then I don't know what Kia his trick was and stuff, but maybe he did the same thing. Put I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Yeah, I as a coach, I just pushed patterns. Everybody's part of patterns, and everything they do, from waking up, the time they wake up, the food they eat. When you go to Subway, you have your favorite. You're part of a pattern. Sometimes you come out of that pattern.
Yeah.
But if you watch closely, everybody's got a pattern. They're gonna go left, right, left, right, left, left, right, 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 left.
Yeah.
Patterns.
Right.
Boom. I don't know how many of our students actually listened and watched those patterns, but
it's a feel too. Like sometimes a person will kind of look at it, or you'll kind of see it kind of heavier, or
absolutely.
And it's some that never did it before, they might open. Anyways, it's a whole vibe. It's a whole thing. Congratulations to Little Priest, man. You guys did. Glad you guys brought that championship, and you guys got bragging rights for the whole year.
A side story: I broke the trophy.
Oh. That's not good.
I had it at the airport. I was put on my coat. I bumped it. It fell, hit the wall, and the top part broke off. Oh, I felt so bad.
Oh,
but
okay.
Super glue.
There you go.
Yep. Duct tape.
Good as new.
We won't tell anybody.
No, you couldn't even tell if you looked at it.
All right. Thanks for coming in, Aaron.
Hey,
we appreciate you, and we'll see you at the celebration.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Good one.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we have Angel Decorah.
Yep.
And we also have MCBKC in the house. All right, so
Representing today.
come on up.
So in the meantime, just wanted to again make mention that we also tomorrow Coach Q's he's going to be getting into a new episode of the Big Boy Sports Talk Show, and then we'll be getting into my show, All Request Live, on Thursday, followed by Res Ride with MCBKC, and then we'll get into a new show with our apprentices called Baby Bison Beats.
Lynn, have you watched Res Ride?
Yes, I have. It's wonderful.
That's the brainchild of MCBKC.
You know, I don't always get to watch it live because I'm actually on my way home, but because I have to do the live feed. But then I watch it when I get home.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's a riot and stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's wonderful.
Last one was St. Patty's Day?
Yeah,
Yep.
we did St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
Garen, do you produce all these shows? All of them?
I don't know. So we're so short-staffed here. We have to say, MCBKC, you got to be your marketer. You got to be your DJ.
Oh, so you have to do the whole thing yourself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and they do a wonderful job.
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I mean?
awesome.
It is very good. Same to Coach Q, DJ Blue, all those guys.
Well, and I think that you've got so many opportunities. Like you said, if you're in Hawaii, you can watch it. I really think that it's going to catch fire.
Yeah, we're good.
You guys are very entertaining.
But Ben here, some history from Angel Decorah.
Sure, yeah, it's good to see you all today. I got my Big Boy
Yes,
shirt on
represent.
today. Thank you
Nice.
guys for that. So, I don't have a particular event, but it's more of a seasonal thing that would happen historically and is still happening today. So I want you guys to think about Ho-Chunk foods, right? You got real traditional foods. You got buffalo meat, you got fish, you got wild rice, all sorts of herbs and plants out there.
Making me hungry.
Lunchtime.
What could this time of year, everything's kind of still kind of warming up, still pretty cold, but what could be happening this time of year? Think back in the old days.
This time of year, let's see here. Far
Mushrooms.
as harvesting?
It has to do with foods and stuff
Okay.
like that.
What do you got? MCBKC? You have kind of a guess?
My
out there?
guess, because of the timing, would be with something the migratory birds.
Migratory
Birds or the fish?
Yeah.
No?
Fish.
No? Are we?
I think
are we-
soon the fish are going to be waking up and coming up to the surface, right? But it's not to do with fish.
Okay.
Is it a meat, or are we talking plants?
We're talking plants.
Oh, okay.
Mushrooms
Good
are
guess.
coming. No, I'm just kidding.
Those ice mushrooms.
Okay.
You got to get them early. No, it's not mushrooms.
Plants.
Man, what would survive in this kind
Mahich.
of weather? That's going to be June.
Nuts and those type of things. Yeah.
We're
things
getting
that are-
closer.
yeah.
Okay. Berries?
It's nothing green this time of year.
Yeah.
Nothing green.
Roots or some type
Roots.
of. I don't
Okay,
know.
we're getting close to there.
All right, we give up.
Maple syrup.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
how maple syrup works is maple syrup comes from the sap inside trees. And
Yeah.
sap, as I understand it, as I looked up, it's kind of like the nutrients, the lifeblood, the energy of the tree, right? So as we start to get days where it's over 32, the trees start to warm up and they get this pressure inside of them because they're warming up, and that pushes the sap out. You know, if you ever were a little kid and you're climbing the tree, it's spring and
Get all
summer.
over your hands.
Yep, get it all sticky all over you. And maple syrup tapping, it does not harm trees when you do it right. So it does not harm trees. And maple syrup itself, it's got a lot of really good stuff in it. It's a lot better than sugar these days. It's actually got antioxidants in it, so that I understand it helps prevent certain types of cancer.
Yeah.
Of course, it still is sugar, so you still got to be careful with that.
So it's not just brown colored high fructose corn
No,
syrup.
it's not. It's not just corn juice coming out of that tree.
In what areas of the country can you do this?
That is a good question. Certainly in the Midwest, certainly here. Types of trees you can tap. You can, of course, tap maple sugar trees, black maple trees, red maple trees, silver maple trees. You can also tap box elder trees, birch trees, and black walnut trees. Although, of course, I think maple trees are the best. They have the best, sweetest flavor. But last year, actually, the immersion classroom, I think Ho-Chunk Farms took them out, and they got to even try. I think it was black walnut syrup that they tapped. So there are trees around here you can tap. And do you guys know Ho-Chunk word for wood or sugar? Any guesses?
Sugar is Donnie Jus.
Donnie Jus, yeah. Do you know the word for wood? How I remember it, the word for water is ni, so liquid, and then solid wood is na. So
Nah.
it's not Donnie Jus, is maple sugar. So traditionally, the Ho-Chunks and a lot of other tribes would actually set up temporary camps around this time of year when you get above 32 degrees, above freezing during the day, and then it freezes at night. And they would put taps into trees, and they would put birch bark containers below them, or maybe clay containers below them to catch the sap. And they would leave it out overnight. But if you guys leave out water overnight here, even though it's starting to get 40 during the day, what'll happen at night?
Freezes.
It'll freeze. So why would they let it freeze? I just learned this. They would let the top of that syrup freeze because it takes out the water in the syrup, and you're left with more concentrated, more sweet syrup after that. So it was and is a really traditional thing. If you go on YouTube, there is on the, I think it's Ho-Chunk Academy, so it's the Wisconsin Ho-Chunk page. They have a maple syrup tapping video that is all in Ho-Chunk, and it kind of talks about that process.
Oh, cool.
So it's a really traditional thing. And, you know, I think these days with kind of American culture, right, we just kind of forge ahead through all the seasons. You know, 9 to 5, go to work. The only thing that winter really disrupts is sometimes it's harder to drive to work.
Right.
But this is a really important seasonal activity that the tribe used to do, and some people still are doing. And if you can get out there, it's certainly not an expensive hobby. You just really need the taps, drill, and some buckets, and then boil it down. And yeah, so get out there, try it sometime. Look to identify those trees, see if any are in your backyard or around here. You know, ask the Forestry Wildlife Department if you could go out and tap too. Yeah, get on it.
Well, let's give a round of applause for Ben. He's going to bring us some maple syrup next week, right?
I don't actually tap myself. I live in an apartment, so the bricks don't tap very well, but yeah.
Yeah, we should do that just to experience it and stuff. You know what I mean? When the pandemic happened, one of the things that we wanted to make sure is like if everything all else fails, because it was getting
You could
scary
be self-reliant.
in
some form. Yeah.
and that would definitely be one of the things that we would probably have to revert back to is trying to find our own syrup and harvesting that.
And it's here. They've done it. I don't know if there's like a ton of maple trees, but there's definitely tappable trees here, and Tribal Farms has done it, and you know it's just really all around us, and yeah.
Very nice, very nice. We have to get Trey from Tribal Farms in here to talk about some of the things. So we'll work on it.
Yep.
We'll work on it. All right. Well, any shout outs or anything, Ben, before I let you go?
Oh, let's see. Shout out to Bill Quackenbush. We recently had a flute making class, and man, he is just an absolute genius. And shout out to Michelle Lemire too. I've heard that they are doing their immersion classroom is doing a voluntary summer school because the kids want to keep learning ho-chunk there.
That's awesome.
So everything's going good with grades, but they want to do it. They want to do more moving into their third and final year.
Guys.
And man, you can just tell it. She's got a great heart, good energy. The para is there. Avery and Hosep they do a really good job there, and you could tell, like that is like the best classroom for kids, right?
Nice.
They just know that people care. They care about what they're teaching them. It's awesome. You love to see it.
Very nice.
Love it.
Good shout out there,
Yes.
Ben. Thank you for coming on in, Angel Decor
job.
Museum. For sure. All right. Well, can you give us a preview of Res Ride this week?
Yeah, this week's Res Ride, of course, last week we did St. Patrick's Day, so we're going to transition a little bit into the first day of spring, which is actually yesterday at, I think, 4:24 p.m., but today is the first full day, so we're going to kind of take on a spring vibe, as what you guys know, where Loveline goes, because it's getting nice out, so it's act up season.
It is.
So the Loveline it's flowing in pretty good.
Coming out of hibernation for some folks, huh?
Yeah, and it needs some editing, trust me in that, but at the same time, Loveline will be there, of course, the deep cut, and then the usual dish that we have. So, yeah, Res Ride Thursday, 4 to 6. Yep.
Very cool.
And also,
Can't wait.
then like what we were talking about, this week's Midnight Love will be all new, I promise. Last week we did the rebroadcast of the Midnight Love Goes Twang, country love songs for that, and a lot of people, thank you for the great feedback. I'm not the biggest country fan in the world, but I know some of it, and we were able to throw that out. So, but this week we're gonna kind of get back to our roots, and it's gonna be a good vibe.
That
so.
old school R&B, that's what I like.
Yeah, that one in itself, when we did 70s and 80s, there's a
Yeah.
part 2 coming to that as well. Actually, there's even a part 3, because when I was throwing songs in the playlist, I ended up with 2 hours and 40 minutes of songs.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, that's too much. No, we'll just go all night. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? So
Brian and I are the same age, so he knows
Yeah.
my vibe musically.
Yeah, so we have a lot of good stuff coming up with.
The best thing I like about it is it's commercial free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of commercials. You try to get in the vibe, and then all of a sudden this big car commercial
No,
comes
really,
on.
the only talking during the whole set is you guys explaining the history of the song or the group, and that's always very nice to know. That I learn
thank
a
you.
lot at the same time. So
That's right, we're there.
Yeah, I've done a lot of research with that, and I'm glad to share that with the listeners. And at the same time,
No, it shows.
Yeah,
It shows.
and I appreciate that feedback, because it comes from all different places. The people that I didn't know that, or wow, that song I haven't
well,
heard.
you mentioned that the singer was originally with some other group, and I think I didn't know that.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff, and the
Yeah.
way that things twist and turn. But yeah, that'll be our show, Midnight Love, Friday at 10, replay on Sunday. And I think we're also going to start debuting the replays throughout the week, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
great.
me.
Yep.
cool.
So what we wanted to do was we wanted to start playing Midnight Love throughout the week at the same time, 10 p.m. through the midnight hour. We'll go through each different episode just because we kind of compiled quite a few. And then every Friday when that new one airs will be the new one with the replay on Sunday like normal, but in between there will be those previous episodes.
Yep. So every night at 10 p.m. there will be one version of the previous Midnight
Yes.
Love. This week's edition will be episode 17. So we have quite a bit to choose from in the category, or excuse me, in the library. And then we'll just kind of go forward from there.
What's the theme this week?
I haven't landed on the naming yet, so I'm sorry I can't give it out
okay.
yet, but it's going to be kind of back to our roots, and maybe I'll even tie that into it in some way, because we've done quite a bit of stuff, guys. And I know
Yeah.
that you guys have heard, like I said, country. We even did a little bit of totally old school. But I want to get back. Midnight Love is an R&B show, so
Okay.
I want to get back to that.
That sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. We want to thank our sponsors again for the major sponsor that we have is the Winnebago Tribe.
Oh, sure.
And you music is therapy, I think.
Yeah.
And there's times where you yearn to hear powwow music, and if you go to KWTN, you'll hear powwow music. Usually Mondays, most of the days we play powwow music. Every now and then we'll do some testing or whatnot, but Tuesdays we just take a couple hours, we'll replay this, and then we'll get back to some of the
Yep.
round dances and the powwow music. Friday, when you come to Friday, a lot of people like to go out on Friday, so DJ Blue gets you all hyped up, and when you're done going out, relax, you know what I mean? Because the
Yes.
work week can get to you sometimes. Relax with Midnight Love. So that's therapy and stuff. So we want to say thank you to the Winnebago Tribe, and then also all our DJs. We appreciate it. So, Lynn, will you join us for an MCBKC?
Sure.
The answer is here.
Yeah,
we got a good
absolutely.
room here.
I am going to get killed, but yes, I will.
Okay, so it's between Bethany and Tyler here,
Okay.
but in your head here, see if you can keep track, and then you
Okay.
write the answers down here.
Okay.
All right, so are you ready?
Wait, you got something?
No, I don't. Do you have something to write on?
You grab a notepad.
Okay, all right. So it's 5 questions here, and I do have a backup question.
I
just
know,
in
but
case-
you said one of the questions is a little priest question. I'm not going to get that one.
Oh, you never know. You
Okay,
never know.
okay.
You might have come across, you'll see it maybe if you read the Winnebago in the news.
I
or-
ate there on campus. It was wonderful.
The Wolves
Does that
Den.
count?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
No,
Wolves
it's
Den.
nice. Thank you.
They have, let's see here. What do I? Oh, chicken strips. That's what I love from the Wolves Den.
Oh, Wolves Den, they got some really great sausage breakfast burritos.
Nice.
I have to try it, huh?
Yes.
Try it out. Okay.
My fave.
All right. So the answer is, what is the answer is? Basically, if you get the answer right, we'll ask some things about the Winnebago. We invite our viewers and our listeners to participate as we are going to get ready for the first episode of season 2. The answer is, who's the winner going to be? We're going to find out here momentarily. All right. I like these questions this week. I like these questions. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So question number 1. Midnight Love went twang with country love songs this last episode. MCBKC did an awesome job, and I think part 2 will be coming soon
Yes, it
by
is.
popular demand. So people are saying, what is twang? Well, twang is country,
Yeah.
right? Twang is
Right.
country. Slang word for country. Who is the number 1 country artist of all time? Who is the number 1
I'm scared to
country
answer
artist
this one.
of all time?
I'm
Far
gonna-
as
like just a bit in all of history.
yeah, far as money, This person.
Oh,
is
money?
Yeah, money.
Money.
Money. I'll give you. You got 4 options.
Okay.
You want them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So 1 is a A. Kane Brown. What's a Kane Brown song? What's a Kane Brown song, guys?
Oh, and he's coming to the CHI Center next month, too. And I don't know.
his voice.
I don't know any of his
Yeah.
music, but I know what he looks like.
Yeah.
He's got that red deep voice.
He's a very attractive young man.
He's a very attractive young
And
man.
he's
Didn't
a
he
huge.
get lost in his
he's-
garden or something
Yeah.
too, or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
He's a huge star. So Kane Brown. Taylor Swift. I didn't know she was country. I thought she was pop.
Yeah, I thought she
I
was
thought she was
pop, too.
Oh, okay.
Started as country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so what is that one? It's just a catchy song. Shake, 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 shake,
Yeah.
shake. You know?
Yeah.
That is
Shake
so-
it up. Shake it off.
Yeah,
That's right.
Shake it off. Shake it off. Even, I think there's even dance to it and stuff. Okay. C. Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks had friends and
Yeah.
low places.
Places, yeah, thunder rolls,
Yeah.
chairs. I mean, God, so much songs.
How about this one? I'm working 9 to 5.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton, or is it D? Dolly Parton. Working
I'm gonna
9.
go with Dolly Parton.
Okay. All right. Final answer.
I'm gonna say Garth Brooks just because it's got to be someone recent if you're talking about dollars.
Okay. All right. Final answer.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I get my sound effects right. Okay.
What is that?
What is that?
Is that when you make an answer that's so
Yes.
ridiculous? You get the
Yes.
chicken.
The winner one.
Okay. Question number 2. Here we go.
Okay.
DJ Blue's 90s mix from Friday Night Hot Mix had the 90s mix.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I do believe we got ratings back that it was also the most listened to mix that he had so far, right?
Yes,
Oh, good for him.
yes.
Yeah, we did
It
the
was,
ratings.
it was great, yeah.
And everybody tuned in online, and we got some good feedback from that episode. So anyways, here's I want to say this line. Let me know who the artist is, okay? I just seen this. This is a meme, but see if you can figure out who the artist is. I'll have her answer first, and then we'll give you an opportunity to answer, Lynn, okay?
Okay.
So, I don't always whoop, but when I do, there it is.
What was it again?
I don't always whoop, but when I do, there it is. Who sang that song, Whoop, There It Is?
I can hear it, but why can't I think of his name?
Whoop, there it is. Did you see the commercial? Did you see the
Yeah.
commercial? They were in the
Because
commercial.
they did, was it ice cream?
Yeah. At the end, he goes, sprinkles.
Yeah, I saw it.
I'm getting my glasses off.
From the
all that.
90s.
Man, I can hear the song so clear as day, but I cannot think of who sings it.
You can't think of it's a 90s.
I
like,
know.
and everybody uses it.
It's a gimme, and I can't think of him either.
No, you can't think of it either?
Take a guess. Snoop Dogg.
From 90s.
I'm gonna say it was. I don't know. MC Hammer.
Oh, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. Okay. Who's your guess?
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh, that's another good one from the 90s as well. Okay.
But I know it's not him.
I do have to tell you, it was a one-hit wonder kind of. I think they, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who it is?
The one that I was 95 South.
Nope. They did have a song.
Okay.
Theirs was Woot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
very interesting. Okay, and here goes the next one. Number 3. Remember I talked about Little Priest Travel College? Little
Yeah.
Priest College shocked the world by winning this year's AHEC Hand Game Super Bowl tournament. Over 30 native colleges and TCUs competed, and they won. What does AHEC stand for?
It is American Indian.
American Indian. That's the AI. What does the H stand for?
The H is. Wait. Hosting educational culture.
All right. Okay. We got it? Number 4. In the month of April, Winnebago will be celebrating their anniversary month. Some of the things that they have planned for that is a $50,000 bingo night on April 1st. It's called No Foolin'. That's pretty cool. Huge concert featuring the Oak Ridge Boys. Sounds like that's going to be a sold-out show. A lot of people love the Oak Ridge Boys. Are you a fan of the Oak Ridge Boys?
Are they all still alive? I
I'm
shouldn't
not
Yeah,
even
I think
sure.
so.
Are they?
Are they?
Are
They're
they?
getting up there, but yeah.
I remember they performed out in Branson when I
You
was
know how sometimes they
Branson.
perform, but someone passes away and they get someone else.
Oak Ridge Boys are going to be, I think, April 14th. It's a Friday. And they got some other promos throughout the month. How many years will they be celebrating Winnebago in April?
I know this one.
That's a good question.
It's gonna be 32.
Final answer?
Yes.
All right. Okay, number 5. Big Voice Sports, hosted by Coach Q, will be talking about March Madness, the huge tournament that's on all the commercials, over social media, everywhere you turn. It's all about March Madness. You've seen it flooding your social media and everything. Everyone knows that it's called the Final Four. That's where there's 4 teams left, right? The road to Final Four. Okay? When there's 16 teams left, they call that the Sweet 16. All right? When there's 32 teams left, they call it the Round of 32.
Mm-hmm.
When there's only 8 teams left, what do they call that?
We're getting down to brass tacks. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll have her answer first.
I don't know. I'm just gonna say So when it's 4, it's quadruple. Double quadruple. I don't know. You got me on that one. They call it a hexagon. No, I'm just kidding. They call it an octagon. That's what it is.
So there's Sweet 16, then the next 8, what do they call that round?
The octagon.
The octagon
Yeah.
round? The octagon round.
Yeah.
Oh, the octagon round. The octopus? No. What is your guess?
You can tell it
That
on
would be the
basketball.
Elite Eight. Gary.
That is the Elite 8.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So,
Get home, girl.
yeah, go get homegirl. And let's see here. What did she get?
Possibly the
Oh.
first one, but I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, you got that one right.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. And
There is no way either one of us got number 2. There's no way.
No, that's because, like I said, I thought
Totally
it was-
random. And if they're a one-hit wonder, you wouldn't tend to know.
Yeah.
okay.
I was going to say DJ
We might go
Etsky.
into overtime on this one. We might go into overtime. She didn't do too good. So you have a chance here. And I have faith in you, Tyler.
I like those words.
Okay. Lynn played as well. And we'll
Yeah,
give
were
the
you in the
results.
cone of silence? Did you hear our answers?
Oh, yeah, I was in the corner. Sounds.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Okay, question number 1. You ready? All right. Good luck. Start off strong on this season here.
Yeah.
Come away with the win. Midnight Love went twang with country songs. MCBKC, Midnight Love. He did an awesome job. I think part 2 will be coming soon. Twang is country. So based on the monetary value, who is the number 1 country selling artist of all time? Is it A, Kane Brown? I'm trying to think of his song.
Yeah.
It's very catchy and stuff. Is it B, Taylor Swift? Shake, 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 shake. Is it C, Garth Brooks? I got friends in low place. I don't know, it's like it. Or is it D, Dolly Parton? I'm working 9 to 5.
Dang.
Who do you get?
I didn't really think Taylor Swift was a country singer.
Yeah, I did. Based on that, they put her into that category.
I'm gonna go with Dolly.
Final answer?
Yeah. She's pretty wicked.
The answer is
Dang. Okay,
Garth
let me-
Brooks.
Ah.
Number 1 selling
Lynn's
artist
on the board.
of all time.
One
Garth-
Thing Right. Have you heard of that song? Heaven.
Heaven. That
Oh
was
yeah,
that's
Heaven is the
I-
one
What
that
ifs?
everybody knows.
I
and
had to
stuff.
look it up.
Kane Brown.
Heaven is the thing
Listen
everybody
to
Do you know
wants
who
to
Kane
go,
Brown is?
Something like that.
You don't know who Kane Brown is?
No.
No.
He is extremely attractive.
That's what everybody
You should
says.
look him up.
I know. They both said I know what he looks like and stuff. But all right,
I've seen him before.
number 2, DJ Blue. This past Friday had a 90s mix. 90s. You were born in 2000 though, right?
Nope, I was in the 90s.
Was he? So you're 90s,
99,
baby.
and Bailey made the
Not
cut.
very
so-
99.
December 31st, 1999.
99s into the 2000s.
I made the cut. She
I have
said.
shirts older than that.
Okay,
Oh
so
my gosh.
it was the number 1 one episode that he had so far. I mean, the online media player exploded and a lot of people tuned in and stuff. But here's the line I want you to guess. Okay, so this artist says this here. I don't always whoop, but when I do, there it is. So who sings Whoop, There It Is? Whoop, there it is. Whoop,
I don't know.
there it is.
Ah,
Whoop, there it is.
I don't
gotta
know.
play
I
that
would
song.
just say 50 Cent.
50 Cent?
Look it over there.
50.
Final answer?
Yeah.
All right. You said who?
Oh, I said MC Hammer.
MC Hammer.
MC Hammer. You can't touch us. That's all I remember.
Who was it?
And then you said Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The actual answer is Tag Team.
Tag team.
There's no way I would have gotten that.
I just want
There's
to send
no
a
way.
shout out to my Auntie Deej. She's blowing me up with all the answers. That was one of them.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
You do?
Back again.
Again.
You see the commercial?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
sprinkles.
Like I said, I knew
99
95
over here.
South did a version, but
Yeah,
it was
the-
Woot.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
it
were
was
going on
just-
about
yeah,
that commercial.
okay.
I didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah, there's a commercial. Anyways, maybe
Tag
you get
Team.
this one here.
Oh.
Little Priest Tribal College shocked the world by winning this year's AHEC Hand Game Super Bowl tournament. Over 30 native colleges, they competed and they brought back the hardware. We had Aaron talking about that here today. They have a celebration coming up.
Yep.
What does AHEC stand for?
American Indian Education Consortium.
Consortium?
Yeah, I don't know how to say that.
Okay, you forgot. I forgot a letter. So try it again.
H.
Oh, H. Wait, what does it go like?
Yeah, AHEC. So it's AIHE.
Oh, American Indian Higher Education. Da da da. Conundrum.
Consortium.
I'll give it to
Consortium,
you, man.
yes.
Consortium. She's on the board.
Good job.
Wrote a bit of that.
Dang.
Good job.
I wrote a bit on it. So there you go. All right, maybe you'll get this one too here. You're starting off strong. In the month of April, Winnebago will be celebrating their anniversary month with the $50,000 bingo. That's going to happen on Saturday, April 1st. Call it no fooling because April 1st is normally called April Fool's Day, but they're for real going to have it. Huge concert featuring the Oak Ridge Boys, promos throughout the month. How many years will they be celebrating for their anniversary, Winnebago?
I looked at it, but I didn't look at the years thingy. I'm gonna just say 8.
8 years?
I think it's 40.
40?
I think it's 40.
You said 32, right?
Jeez.
Did she say
Yeah,
that?
she said 32.
Because Horseman's Park is 28 years old, so they're significantly older. I'd say 40.
Okay. So I had to go look myself, and I typed in Facebook, and it directed me to Brian's post from last year. And last year was their 30th.
Oh,
So it's 31.
34?
It's
Oh, you were
31.
close. You were really close.
Yeah, because I remember when we went out there, it was like they were talking about doing their big one, and I thought that was 2 years ago. I thought this last year was the 31st, so I was just a year ahead too.
Yeah.
Good guess. That was a good guess.
Man, I can remember the 25th. That's
I
crazy.
remember the 5th.
You remember the 5th?
You are totally dating yourself now.
I wasn't there on day one, but yeah.
Whoa.
So now we know 31 years this year
Yes,
Wow.
for Winnebago.
Good for them.
Actually, I wasn't even alive yet.
Okay, here's the next one. Maybe you'll get this one too. Big Voice Sports, hosted by Coach Q, will be talking about March Madness, the huge tournament that's all over the commercials, over our social media, everywhere you turn, something about March Madness. Everyone knows that it's called Final Four when there's 4 teams left. Sweet 16 when there's 16 teams left. When there's 8 teams left, what do they call that round?
I'm gonna call in my lifeline.
Oh, it's new season, no lifeline.
You said.
No,
you said.
we get one?
Yeah.
We get one lifeline?
I mean, you did say it, but
Okay, I apologize. I
Okay,
did say
who's
it.
your
yeah.
lifeline?
Yeah, I want to call it in
All right, who's your lifeline?
the chat.
Okay, so let's see here.
Chad, is there an answer?
Come on, chat. It's not moving.
Chat, let's see. Jamie, are you out there? Cisco Kid, you out there? Let's see here. We need some help. What is that round? I know.
Teams left.
What's that?
When there's 8 teams left.
When there's 8 teams left.
Change your answer. Say you want your lifeline to be me.
I'm gonna be her. 8-8. Elite 8.
Final answer?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to take this home.
Okay, so
Yes.
you got it right. Good job.
Yeah.
Now, how many did she get right?
2.
She got 2 right?
That's me.
2.5. I mean,
0.
she had 32 years. That was pretty good.
Okay, so you got 2 right. But I'm gonna give you an opportunity. I got a 6th question here. This to get on the board, okay? Just to get on the board. I think it's an important question too here. If she gets this one right, you can use a lifeline, and probably the lifelines, the chat, and then these 2 here. Okay. So this week was HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. I think that happened on Monday, but there's a lot of events that are happening. I got invited to. Well, I think they're gonna have one down in Omaha, the Urban Indian Coalition. We encourage everyone to practice staying safe and get tested. Here's the question, Bethany, to get on the board. What does HIV or I'll take what does AIDS stand for?
What a question.
I think it's like human. Oh yeah, I want to use my lifeline.
Okay, all right, go ahead and use your
I
lifeline.
want Lynn to be my lifeline.
We're raised in the 80s, so this got pumped into your head.
Yeah.
AIDS is acquired immune deficiency syndrome. HIV is human immunodeficiency virus.
HIV leads to AIDS if you don't treat HIV.
Correct.
That is good. So I actually had to look that up too because we all know about HIV and AIDS. You know, we say it and there's prevention things about it, but what does it actually mean?
Right.
It was a very question. So you're on the board. So good job.
Yay.
Yes. So AIDS, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of events out there that is still pumping that information. You know what I mean? Don't let our guard down about that one. You know, there's some celebrities out there that are still living with AIDS or not AIDS, but HIV and everything like that. So just kind of want to make mention of that. So nonetheless, we come to the portion of our very first episode 1, season 2, the shout out portion. Okay, so how do we want to start? You want to start out? Best of me.
So I just want to send a shout out to my brother. He'll be celebrating his birthday soon. Happy birthday to Bronson.
365 days around the sun. How old do you know?
I don't know if he'll want me telling everybody, but I think he's turning 25.
You 24. Think he's turning 25?
Nah, he's turning 24.
Is he really?
Yeah.
All right.
And he just had he's got 2 little girls now, so got his hands full. So
yeah,
shout out to him.
Awesome, man. For sure, for sure.
It's actually my brother's birthday too.
Is it really?
25, so
dang.
Just have fun in your trip to Arizona.
Some March babies, huh?
Yeah.
Very cool. So he's heading out to AZ, huh?
Yeah, go see his friend.
Cool. Nice weather down there. Hopefully it's safe travels. Good shout out. Lynn.
I'm going to give a shout out to my dad.
Oh, okay.
My dad is an attorney in Neely, Nebraska, but he also does organic farming.
Oh.
And so he has asked Aaron LaPointe if he could come to Ho-Chunk Farms and see their farming practices because he would like to get advice from Ho-Chunk Farms. So
wow,
I'm giving
how
a
cool
shout
is
out to
that?
him. He's really excited to come, and Aaron was generous enough to say, yeah, anytime you'd like to, that would be great. So
Nice.
Love
yeah.
it.
Yeah, for sure. Farmers helping farmers.
Yeah,
is all,
absolutely.
What it's all about, so
Absolutely.
definitely. MCBKC.
My shout out will be to my granddaughters, Melanie, Briseus, and Poppy.
Oh, cool.
We recently had their birthday celebration. They were all born in March, so we celebrated that together down at Planet Comic Con in
That's a lot of
Kansas City.
birthdays.
Yeah, and it was a good time. They just got to spend time at Comic Con as well as go to the water park.
Brian, was that the real Lando Calrissian?
No, but he looked like it.
He
didn't
looked like- he
really
looked
did.
exactly
Is that the
like
picture
it.
on your Facebook?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't
That
you
is-
think it was that real guy?
I thought
Yeah,
it
when
was.
you seen him live, it's like, holy cow. Yeah, I thought it was, oh my God, what's his name? It just went out. I'm thinking Carl Weathers, and that was.
No, shoot.
That might be a question next
week. Oh my God, what is his name? It went out of my head. Lando Calrissian was played by, because then I said to him when we were standing by the door.
Might need some help here.
He was old and he got it. I said, I'm kind of waiting for the bulls to come busting through the door, and he started laughing because he also did the malt liquor commercials.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Colt 45.
Yes. And the
Do you know who
beer-
played Darth Vader?
Darth Vader, Lando Calrissian. Darth Vader, though?
Yeah, yeah.
The actor's name was David Prowse, and the voice actor was James Earl Jones.
The voice, James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
That's an unforgettable voice, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Did we get an answer to?
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams.
There you have it. There you
Oh my
have it.
God,
I don't
brain
know.
fart with all
There's
that
a lot of
James.
Star Wars fans and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I want to send a shout out here to the crew. Yeah, you guys got this room rearranged, and that was
Yeah, it
pretty
looks
good.
great.
And a little bit more room. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
yeah,
like I
very feng
said, for
shui.
those people out there that want to come in and check us on out, you know what I mean? Season 2 underway with the episode 1 under wraps. So you guys have a good day,
Yes.
and
Congratulations.
hey, thanks,
On
Lynn.
your second year. You're doing a great job.
We'll have a lot of events planned this year, and so we'll see what happens as we go along.
Very exciting.